course, first disconnect the battery. And disconnect that bolt, this bolt, and there's one over there. And while I'm doing this, what you're looking at there is the intercooler. That's where the air comes through, cools it down to pack a little more air into the cylinder when your turbocharger kicks in. So that's what we're removing. And I should add, don't be like me, clean your intercooler. Well, tight fit, but I think that got it. And here I'm removing the bolt for the intercooler inlet hose on the side there. So that's the fourth bolt. Okay. So on the side there, that's the shorter one. And now the outlet hose. Make note of the arrows. Arrow, arrow. That's how it needs to go back on. This guy probably needs to come off. Okay. There's that. What is left? There's a hose back there. Is this easier to work on? So I've removed this hose and this hose down here. That one's pulled, and now we're going to try and pull this one. Oh no! These things aren't quite big enough. That's annoying. And this thing here with all the mess of hoses is the air bypass valve. There we go. Phew. Alright, is that enough to get this off? You not loose enough. There we go. What am I still attached to? One more hose. what you're looking at here. There's one of the bolts you had to do, one of the bolts you had to do, one on the side, and here in the front, along with the hoses here. There were 1, 2, 3, a third one I forgot, and this one, and then of course you unplugged the connector. Then you undid the hose and the hose back there. And that's all just to get this stuff. And you wonder why people prefer working on older vehicles. I mean, that's just to get to, oh, I'm not even to this spark plug yet. Because there's the 1, 2, 3, 4 ignition coils. Yay. Alright, the reason I'm doing this is I got an error code because this is running rough, and my issue is I have a misfire on cylinder 2. So you ask, which one is cylinder 2? Because it depends on what engine, but this is an 07 RDX, and for that, from the front of the car here, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. The firing order, if I remember right, I believe is 1, 3, 4, 2, I think. Don't quote me on that part, but that is number 2. So I'm going to take out, loosen these, but I just want to take out one at a time here. But I am going to replace all the spark plugs, because why not? Okay, but number 2. There we go. That makes it a little easier. There. Okay. One ignition coil. Set this aside. And it's a 5/8 socket. There we go. Okay. I don't know, that's not looking bad. So that could be a problem. This might not solve things for me. Alright, so here's the new spark plug. Right. I don't know if you can see that. XP5701 on light Iridium XP, and it should be pre-gapped, but you can always check them. It should be 0.032 inches. I forget what that is in millimeters. I'm going to double check that right now, but they should be pre-gapped. You shouldn't need to mess with this. Silly me. I forgot to film replacing the actual spark plugs, but that's been done pretty much the same way for the last 100 years, literally. I'll add that you don't want to use that anti-seize goo that the store tries to sell you, though, because especially if it's the shiny threaded plugs, they're already treated to not get stuck. So, on to the ignition coil pack. Here's my coil pack, replacing for number 2. Well, while I'm popping everything all back on the car here, a couple of tips to maybe cut down on some cussing and frustration for you. You probably want to get hose clamp pliers for that inlet hose that I used the vice grips on. That would make life a little easier. It may be worth investing in one of those large picks for putting hoses on for that large hose there, the one I've got my hands on now. That one was kind of a pain, surprisingly, to get back on. But probably the most important thing you want to get to save yourself some scratched knuckles is you want to get a hold of one of those flexible extensions for your socket wrench, because Honda just couldn't be bothered to give you an extra millimeter. That's all we would have needed for that bolt to the back right of the intercooler. Oh my god, that thing was annoying. So get yourself one of those and it'll make life so much easier. All right. Well, I might have got lucky.